Yeah, I thought I'd have a go at Popadums. I haven't done this for 20 years. I did them with wheat flour in the beginning, but today you're supposed to use chana dahl, which I think is chickpeas. But today I've got pink lentils because it's all I've got. So what I did is I got about half a cup of these, threw them in the spice grinder, which also helps clean your spice grinder, half a teaspoon of oil into a bowl, and then a tiny amount of water so that you get a very stiff dough. This feels like a sausage, quite stiff. And then you let it be like this for probably an hour, 2 hours. I left mine overnight. And then we're going to roll them out and dry them. Had a bit of a disappointing day today actually, because I spent 2.5 hours shooting a video called Mushroom Matar Sabji. So I think matar means peas and sabji means stir fried. I don't know why it doesn't mean bunna, but I'll have to ask Bumbi about that one. So I spent most of the day following this recipe that I got from the internet, basically because I'm sick of my own cooking and I want to learn new things. So I made this today, and halfway through the video I didn't realise that this video kept shooting for the next 7 minutes, the bench, like that. So and in the background there was no noise, so I've got absolutely no idea what went wrong with that. So this is mushroom and tar sabji, and now we've got the sausage, which is, you know, quite hard. And the reason it's so dry is because we're going to dry it out. Normally what I used to watch the Indian ladies do, they'd cut these and roll them out on top of their roof where it was really hot, and they dry out so quick it wasn't funny. Because it's not summer here now, I can't put them outside, so what I'm going to do is put them on top of the fire, on top of a rack, so they can dry out. So we've got 4. Flatten them out and roll them, and I'm going to use corn flour, which is a bit of a Chinese trick. Instead of using flour which goes sticky, I'm going to use corn flour, and then I can brush it off. So let's get rolling. I just tried giving them a squash like that, and all that happened is the edges split. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them really quickly into balls, pushing quite hard because I want them to be even. Get out of the way, you silly thing. Right, now it's so slippery it won't even roll properly, and yet before it was sticky. So I've got the balls, 2 to go. Right, so I got the first one done, rolled pretty easy. They should be round, but the dough is so dry. So basically you roll it until you can see the light shine through it, and that way we're going to dry it. And it will dry in probably 10 minutes on the fire. So I'm applying quite a lot of pressure, like as much as I can actually. I use one of these rollers, which is just a long dowel, and I've had it for about 20 years now. And the reason I do that is because rollers with handles, especially when they're quite big round rollers, they don't push as hard enough, I don't think. So I just use what anybody else would use in India, which is probably a stick. Right, number 2. See you on the 4th one. So there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Over onto a chopping board so I can move them around. Get them over to the fireplace. Over to the fireplace. Well, I just went to the fireplace and opened the door, and holy cow, it is hot in there. So I'm going to put it on a rack, and then I'm going to stick another rack on top so that the squares are nice and even and gives it lots of support. Hopefully the rack's going to be bigger. No, it's not. To get 4 on, no, it doesn't matter. I'll just take my time. Over to the fireplace. So we'll just stick them on a fireplace to dry for about 10 minutes. Well, it's been about 20 minutes, not 10 minutes. But these are getting dry. So you can hear they're pretty plasticky. I'm just going to keep them on here for at least another 5-10 minutes just to make sure that they're really dry. See, this one's drying even more than this one here. So I'm just going to keep rotating them. This one's the newest one to go on, so I'm just going to keep flipping it so that it doesn't shrink on one side and bend. So this is a make or break video basically. Either it works or it doesn't. Right, proof's in the pudding, I suppose. Success or fail. So you don't really need a rack for this, you just need a centre burner. Actually, I'll just turn the other burner on. I forgot about that. Right, here we go. So just wave them until they start to bend. See, this one's just broken because it's caught the corner of one of these floats in my thing, so I'm going to have to be very careful. They're a little bit slower than the bought ones, it seems. I think there might be a bit less oil in these ones than you're supposed to. The hard thing is trying to flip them and rotate them when I'm holding a camera. Get them nice and even. Flip it. Good. Got to be fast. Right, I think they needed more oil, which means they should have dried faster as well, but they'd be making bigger bubbles. You don't want water in there, so it must be the oil. So just give that one more bit. Yep. Sorry about the camera work. I'm thinking about where I'm putting them and flipping them and waving them all at the same time. Alright, we've got bubbles. Flip it. Good. Flip it. Oh, got it. Yeah. Don't want to put too much pressure on it once it starts to dry out. Flip it a bit. There we go. Done. Taste test. Right, there we go. Leave them like that to cool down because they're too hot to try at the moment. See what they're like. Cooled down. Give them a snap. Excellent. Give them a taste though. Tastes like a Popadum. It must be dependent on the kind because you taste it a little bit different because of the pink dahl. Other than that, I'll use a little bit more oil and a bit more salt next time, so you do that as well. Awesome. Epic success. Give it a go, see what it's like. So I thought to end the video I might as well do a comparison, seeing as I actually have Popadums on hand anyway. So this is called Swad. Deliciously different Popadums. Deliciously absolutely the same as every other Popadum. And Jera. Jera means cumin. So let's go. I can already tell just by the feel of these it's got more oil in it, and I reckon the reason these haven't puffed up as much is not because there's no water, because you have to dry them out anyway. It's because you need more oil in there to turn into oil gases that then puff the Popadums up. So as you can see with this, very, very thin. See how quickly they puff? Time to spin it round. There's a limit to how bendy they will become once the oil evaporates. I can smell the oil evaporating now. Flip it round. It'll eventually stop bending. And when that's happened, it's done. So Papa took what, less than 10 seconds to do. Now the flash point of flour and things like paper and stuff like that is around 230 degrees. The evaporation point of oil is between about 180 and 220 degrees. So when you see the burn on the side, that means it's exceeded about 220 degrees. So paper won't even burn until it reaches the flash point of about 230 degrees, which is a lot higher than boiling water. But let's test it out, eh? Good crack. You've got to use chickpeas. So much better with chickpeas. So there you go. There's the difference. Puffed up because of the oil. Tiny bubbles because there's not enough oil. See? Taste difference, very complex. Taste difference here is very clean and crisp and yummy and salty. So in this batch I'm going to use more salt next time. And I'm going to change the flour from lentils to chana, which is chickpeas. So there you go, comparison. And there you go, homemade papadums. Mushroom matar sabji. Homemade brandy. Fruits of the neighbourhood. White lightning. People gave me fruit and I turned it into alcohol and gave it straight back to them, and I went down the street giving all the people that have given me fruit brandy. They were very happy. Give the Popadums a go, it's really fun.